Welcome to the Sound Like Us podcast, where we get the bedroom rock stars out of the bedroom, out into the world to hopefully get them the recognition they deserve. During the interview, we get to know an artist by asking them about how important music is to them, from how their early life shaped the musician they became, to live music, to their first foray into writing and producing music, and what they have planned for the future. Please like, follow, share and subscribe in all the usual places, so Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Instagram, YouTube, etc. A big thank you to everyone that has done so already. Please spread the word far and wide to your friends, family and even that annoying prick you sit next to at work. If you like the podcast, please subscribe on whatever podcast platform that you use, as this helps give the algorithm a big old slap in the chops and gets these musicians even more of the exposure they deserve. If you're a musician, singer, songwriter, rapper, producer, DJ, MC, or even, God forbid, a drummer, and you fancy joining me on the podcast, please don't hesitate to get in touch and we will get you on. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show. Right, welcome to the Sounds Like Us podcast and to today's guest, Julian Shah-Tayler, aka SIngularity. Julian, welcome to Sounds Like Us. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Martin. I'm
That's
in the
okay.
desert in the Yucca Valley.
Nice. Don't make me jealous. I'm in South London. Yeah, it's quite nice here. But
Don't make me jealous. I was just in London. I was just in visiting my family and was in Chelsea. I remember the city very well and I miss it.
yeah, well, it's still here. It will still be here when you come back. First of all, can I call you Julian, or do you prefer to be called SIngularity?
Julian's fine. Yeah. Actually, Mr. Shah-Tayler would be nice. I'm kidding.
Okay, I'll copy it down as Mr. Shah-Tayler. Okay. All right. Let's start by having you telling us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm English, obviously. Well, I'm not English, I'm Welsh originally, and I now live in Los Angeles, California. Moved over to America related to the music and still going, doing that. I mean, I don't know what that's a pretty general question. If you want me to say something more specific.
How long have you been doing music for now?
Oh, a long time, since I left school. So, I mean, I went to Durham Cathedral Choir School and studied, choir music. And then I, started touring when I was, 18?
Okay.
And I've been doing it ever since.
Nice. All right. Okay. How did the music that your parents listened to influence you while growing up?
Well, my mother used to listen to a lot of classical music, and I was, trained as a classical musician. She also had a great thing for the Incredible String Band, which is a strange hippie band from the 60s. So I think, she also took me to the Beatles exhibit in Liverpool and, bought Imagine by John Lennon, which was a big influence on me. So in that sense, being eclectic and strange music from my mother's side, I think. And my grandmother was a singing teacher, so a lot of choral music from that.
Okay. So whereabouts in Wales were you born?
I wasn't born in Wales. I was actually born in Leeds, but we lived in South
Okay.
Wales, near Bridgend, for a long time.
Right. Okay. Can you share how your background in Bridgend helped sort of shape you musically?
I wouldn't say that had much influence, honestly. I went to boarding school at 7, so
Okay.
it was mainly learning music in boarding school that did that. I mean, the background in Wales, I don't remember any of it.
Okay. So how did the boarding school, did that have an effect on you musically? Is it something you sort of carry forward now?
I mean, as far as I was a music scholar. So, I mean, I learned a lot about music. I learned, how to play the piano well, and I played the violin there. I played church organ in the cathedral, in Durham Cathedral. So there's a lot of influence that comes from there.
You worked with some legendary artists such as Mike Garson, David J, Carmine Rojas, Alan White, Robert Margouleff on your album Juan Tatam. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Juan Tatam, okay. Among many others. How did these collaborations come about?
Well, I met Carmine at a show. He played bass for me, and I've sang some Bowie songs at the show.
Yeah.
Played, I think it was Life on Mars and Rebel Rebel, something like that. And we just hit it
Yeah.
off. He really, really got along with me, and so we've been working together quite a lot. Mike
Yeah.
Garson, same thing. I fronted the Bowie celebration for one song in Pasadena, and met Mike, and he agreed to do a piano part for me. David J, I've known for a long time. When I moved to LA first, he came to see me play and was really enjoyed my music. So I've done a bunch
Yeah.
of remixes with him, and he's in return done some bass lines for me. Robert Margouleff was just a really big fan of my music and wanted to produce a couple of songs. So we worked together in that context.
Okay, cool. You've also co-written with some pretty well-known artists, from Bananarama's Siobhan Fahey to Lana Del Rey. Tell us more about that. How did that sort of come about?
So Siobhan I worked with a lot while she was going out as Siobhan Fahey rather than Shakespeare's sister. We did a lot of Shakespeare's sister song as well as
Yeah.
Siobhan's songs. Lana Del Rey I never met. I arranged the version of Once Upon a Dream that she sings on, and then they took my arrangement. Disney took my arrangement and did it with Lana and her producer. So that was kind of cool, but I've never met her.
That's a shame. I was gonna ask what it was like to work with her in such close quarters.
Never met her. She recorded in London. I mean, if I'd been in London, we could have gone to the session, but I was in LA, so it wasn't really worth traveling just for that one session. I
Yeah.
mean, it probably is in retrospect, but it's expensive.
Yeah, definitely. Bit of a shame though. Is there a specific piece of music that transports you to another time or place, maybe brings back vivid memories or emotions?
There are so many. That would be a very difficult one to answer. I mean, my top favorite song of all time is, okay, I do have an answer actually. You know, the very first time I heard Bittersweet Symphony, I remember exactly where I was. I was a huge Massive Attack fan at the time, and I thought it was a new Massive Attack song because, you know, they were quite big for making these
Mhm.
vast sounding records. And I walked into HMV on Oxford Street. This is a while back, and they were playing it, and it transports me back every time I hear that song. That's the most epic song ever released, I think. Bittersweet Symphony.
Yeah. I listened to him doing it at Wembley Stadium last Friday. And wow,
Oh,
yeah,
did you
it's
see
just it's
Oasis?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But Richard Ashcroft supporting, incredible. And when he played that song at the end, it was mind blowing.
How is he doing it? He's not acoustic, he's got a full band, is he?
There's a full band, yeah. There's a full band. He's playing the
So
acoustic, but there's a full band behind him. He
basically it's
sounded
the
great.
verve, but without the verve.
Yeah. He's got a really good band. His guitarist is incredible. Really good. Who would you
Yeah, I'm
say
sorry,
are
it's
your
not the
main?
verve.
Yeah. Who would you say?
I'd say Beatles, Radiohead, Bowie. It's fair to say that. Kate Bush, I like Kate Bush a great deal, and I would like to say she's influential, but I don't think I have the strangeness that she has.
Yeah, that ethereal quality. Yeah. Do
I
you
mean,
go through?
you can't really be like Kate Bush as a male artist. I think that, you know,
Nah.
she's such an essentially female, you know, writer and singer that, you know, to try and emulate her as a male, it just sounds a bit off.
Yeah,
But she is a big
completely agree.
influence.
Yeah. Do you go through a particular process to work those influences into your music?
But not really. I mean, it's all just part of the fabric of what you do, isn't it? It's like it's
Yeah.
not. I don't. I did one guitar solo on a song called "End of the Line," which I self-consciously was trying to make sound a little bit like Robert Fripp,
Yeah.
and that was the only one I've ever done.
Yes. It's kind of one of those things. If you do it deliberately, it sounds out. It sounds not as good as you want it to be.
Yeah,
I know
I mean,
that's.
I think I
I know
did
that's.
okay with that specific piece, but yeah, I mean, people say all the time you sound like Bowie, but it's not conscious. It's not a deliberate thing at all. And I don't really hear it myself. But so many people have said it, I can't deny it.
Right, I've got a random question for you. If you could take anybody to any concert in history by any artist, who would you take? What concert would it be? And why would you take that person to that concert?
I would like to see the debut of The Writer's Spring by Stravinsky. And I would take, don't know who I'd take, but that's a concert I'd like to see. That was the one where they rioted.
Okay. I heard that one.
That's, have you heard Rite of Spring? It's the first time when he's sort of dug into like a tribal, passionate, violent style of music, and now it sounds tame, of course, because we have Meshuggah. In the day, it caused a riot, and I'm just trying to think who I would take. This I generally experience concerts as a very personal thing, so I take my daughter. I take Phoebe to see it.
What was the first piece of music that you ever wrote?
I wrote a piano piece when I was 9 or 10 years old. I can't remember what it was called, but part of my education at Durham Cathedral Choir School was composition. So that's the first piece of music. And it was a classical-ish piece. My first song I wrote when I was I went to Durham Cathedral Choir School. I went to Uppingham, which is a private school in the middle of England. Again, both of them were music and academic scholarships. So we weren't a wealthy family. And the first song was absolutely terrible. Trying to be The Cure, and it was terrible.
Yeah. All the first songs are terrible.
Yeah, I think the first 100 I wrote were pretty bad, and then I got the good.
I know that feeling. Right. Do you recall the first time you experienced live music? What was the first concert you went to?
I went, well, not the first concert. I'll keep this to pop music because, I went to lots of classical stuff. I think it was Prince at the Birmingham NEC.
Prince. Imagine him being the first.
He was the first, and it was ridiculous because he had a bed on stage, he had a car that went around the stage, he had a basketball hoop, and I thought to myself, this is what concerts are like. And as you can imagine, like there's nothing has ever come close to that first concert. So
No, definitely not.
he was the big one for me when I was a kid was Prince. I thought he was phenomenal.
Yeah. So when would that have been? Sort of mid-80s or?
No, it was for the Love Sexy tour, which I mean it's a long, long time ago. I was very young. My stepfather took me, and Prince was a big one for me. When you're at boarding school, you don't get to listen to pop music. And then Prince was the strangest, most unusual, out there character in the whole of music. And he's brilliant. He's a genius. Every stretch of the imagination. Nobody can touch him in musicianship and strangeness and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, it's very much like it's an unrepeatable thing. When I met him a couple of times in LA, and I never worked with him, unfortunately. I would love to have, but it was, we don't have those artists anymore. I think Ren is the closest one. Do you know Ren?
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a genius. He's a genius. Like one of the best we have, and very few of them exist in the world. So he's worth checking out. If you haven't heard Hi Ren, you must listen to that. It's one of the greatest songs.
Will do. Right. So your bio that you sent through to me says you were educated at Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Does that mean what I think it means?
Cathedral Choir School was the basis for J.K. Rowling. Hogwarts.
Okay. I thought I thought you were gonna say you were in Harry Potter, but
That would be nice. I'd be wealthier than I am now. Believe me.
yeah, that would be good. So what was the first live performance that you ever did yourself?
As I said, I was a choir boy in a choir school, so we did it every day from when I was 7. But the first pop music concert, rock music concert, must have been performing our own songs. No, we were performing Beatles songs, and it was at the choir school. We did Yellow Submarine, The Word, and something else, and it was a choir school performance of the four of us. I must have been 10 or 11. And then one of the boys was a piano player. He was a very good piano player. So I did the vocals on that. And then my own music was at Uppingham, would have been about 12 or 13.
Okay, cool. Looking back, what would you say is the best live performance you've ever done?
Performance I've ever done. There's so many. There's one where I was in a band called Whitey, and I stage dived, which was quite fun. Then that was, I mean, I wouldn't say it was the best performance, but it's one of the most memorable. With my guitar on, I have footage of me going over a sea of people with my guitar strapped onto my back. It's
Where was that?
interesting. I was in Germany somewhere, some festival in Germany.
All right, so this is one I've been wanting to ask. What happened with Alan McGee and the aborted record deal?
So when he had, it wasn't Creation, it was Pop Tones. He put me in the studio and said, oh yeah, I want to sign you. And then he didn't. And then more recently, I recorded the song that I sent to you as a wave called Wetter. He said, oh, that's a great song, Julian. I'm going to put it out on my label. I want you to go and mix it with this Dave. I can't remember Dave's second name, who used to be in Levitation. And I paid for it. I got the guy, and it was expensive. And I sent it to Alan, and he just didn't release it again. So I was just like, all right, I'll forget it. I was quite frustrated because it was like he literally promised to release it, just this one song. And then the album that followed, and it sounds great. And the guy who mixed it was brilliant. But he's been very flattering to me, Alan, but he's never actually followed through on things he's promised me. I don't think he even thinks about it. I don't think he thinks, that it's a real promise. I think he's just sort of says it and then forgets and moves on.
Was this something that was quite recent?
No, it's about 10 years ago now.
Okay,
but,
so
I don't think he understands that. When you say something to a musician, they take it to heart, but then you sort of don't really think about it.
most people know the story that he pretty much signed Oasis on the spot. So when Alan McGee says, I want to sign you, you take him at his word.
Well, that's what you'd think.
Yeah.
I like him. He's a good guy, but that's he's literally said he was going to sign me twice and then didn't.
I think he's obviously an interesting character, and I think he's a bit of a legend in British music. And
yeah.
I
mean, a lot of my favorite bands are bands that he put out. My Buddy Valentine, Primal Scream, all those guys. I mean, I think they're fabulous, and he's the guy that
and Mary Chain, yeah.
I mean, they're not one of my favorites, but they have their place in music history, right? So
Definitely. Is there a particular venue that stands out in your memory as a favorite place to perform?
no, performed in so many, it's very difficult to say. I mean, the Mayan is a place in San Antonio, Texas, which I like because it's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the Aztec? It might be called the Aztec. It's either called the Mayan or the Aztec, but it's in San Antonio, Texas, and it's a really cool place to play.
Cool. And what is it about that place that makes it so cool?
It's decorated like a kind of temple. So it has big sort of god faces on the walls and stuff like that. I like that. It's cool. I'd love to play at, like, for example, Pompeii. You know how Pink Floyd did that show at Pompeii? Like stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm thinking back to the one that they did in Venice they was on that massive barge. That was a gig I'd love to have gone.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that's interesting. Like, PJ Harvey and the V&A. I mean, playing in museums and temples and things like that. I'd love to be able to do that. Or a big church. Like there's a church I've never played it, so I couldn't say what it's like to perform, but there's a church in Islington. Do you know
The
what
Union
I mean?
Chapel.
Union Chapel. There you go. there you go. I'd love to play there, but I've never.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that. Good acoustics. I think that's what those places give you, and they look good as well.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's about having this sort of sense of history attached to what you're doing. I mean, that otherwise it's just a box where people are standing around.
Right. Another random question. If you could save 5 albums by 5 other artists from a burning building, which 5 are you going to choose?
Talk Talk, Spirit of Eden, Jeff Buckley's Grace, Disintegration by The Cure, Station by Bowie, and the White Album by the Beatles, just because it's so long.
Wow, that's a hell of a list. Really eclectic. Yeah, definitely. Most people, when I ask that question, they're pretty stumped, and I love how you just rattled it off the top of your head.
I've done so many interviews where they ask you, your top 5 albums, that I'm just like,
Okay.
I know which ones I want to say. I mean, it will change next time, but Jeff Buckley's Grace and Spirit of Eden by Talk Talk. I mean, I missed off all Radiohead albums there, and I love
Yeah,
Radiohead.
definitely.
But you just have to say 5, don't you?
Yeah. What is your favorite all-time song of yours to perform live?
Song of mine, Wetter, just because people love it so much. I mean, it's my hit. If there were any hit that I have, and I don't have any hits, it's that one. So when people hear it for the first time, or when people know it, it's a great one to listen. My favorite one to perform for me is a song called All Good Soldiers from the Elysium album, because it's got this great guitar solo at the end with people don't hear coming, and then suddenly they go. So that's fun.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't start where you think it's going to start either. So it sort of creeps up on you and then bashes you over the head, which I think is really fun.
What are your earliest memories of recording?
Earliest memories of recording, I had a 4-track in recorder in Uppingham, my secondary school, and it was a revelation to me that you could record more than one track. Now, I'm terrible because I basically record everything myself because I'm so impatient. I don't want people taking the time to learn the song and adding their bits. So I do most of the stuff myself. And so I know exactly what I want to do before I start recording. And so that 4-track was an introduction to that world. So that's my first ever recording was on that 4-track.
Okay. Do you remember what song that was?
I do. It was a song called Believe in Me, I believe. And the first line is, I had an apple tree, but I cut it down because I prefer oranges. It's crap song. But, I do remember it because of that. And I still have the 4-track tape that I recorded on. I can't play it anywhere because everybody's digital now.
Yeah. So how do you work now in terms of recording? Like you said earlier, you like to do it yourself. Do you have a home setup and
setup? I have several, several synths. But my next album, which I'm already started and nearly finished with actually, is going to be guitar, drums, bass, and string arrangements. There's no keyboard. Well, sorry, there's a piano. There's a few piano tracks, but I'm taking out all of the synths. Taking out some of the songs I've started recording before, and I've used synths to start it. And I've taken all the synths out. I want this album to have no synths on it because I'm known a little bit for the synths that I use because I just don't want people to be able to pigeonhole me because it's annoying, and it would help my career if they could all say he's a synth artist.
yeah? I mean, it's quite interesting when people take that. It's quite a brave step to go. I don't want to sound like that anymore. I want to go a different direction. Quite interesting.
If you've made so many records that go along a certain line, you just want to change, don't you? I mean, I don't make any money with my music, so I might as well do what I want.
Yeah, there's also that. Is there a track of yours that carries a deep personal meaning for you?
Is there one? No, there's all of them. Certainly the last 2 albums, like Elysium and Hone Tatamae, are all very deeply held and deeply felt songs. There's a story. It's almost a double conceptual album. It's about the birth and death of a relationship. And the first one was optimistic a little bit, because Elysium is an optimistic of what a relationship can be. And then Hone Tatame is what happened after it went south.
Can you think of a piece of music that had a major impact on you from when you were young and you've carried that forward into?
Yeah, Wuthering Heights by Kate Bush. I heard it when I was very, very, very young, and I forgot about it. And then I heard it again when I was, maybe in my 20s. And it was a flashback, musical flashback. You know how they talk about acid flashbacks? The musical flashback of hearing Wuthering Heights again blew my mind. And I realized that this is the greatest thing ever. And it flooded me back to my brain when I first heard it. So yeah, that was a very significant and pivotal moment in my life.
How did that have an influence on your music?
I mean, I think that structurally and musically, very few people come close to Bowie, Kate Bush, Prince. So Kate Bush was a brilliant musician, or is. Sorry, I'm not trying to get rid of her because I adore her. She's a brilliant musician, and she holds a standard in her musical world. If you wish to be a quality musician, you have to have a standard as to what you're trying to achieve, right? And I'm trying to achieve great songwriting, and Kate Bush is a great songwriter. Whether I ever come close to that song, I pray one day I get as good at songwriting as Kate Bush. A lot of people will just play 3 chords. Like, interesting idea. So Richard Ashcroft, I loved the Verve. Now Richard Ashcroft, since the Verve, hasn't come close. And it's fine. It's fine to put Richard on stage with people who emulate what the Verve did, but it's never going to be as good as the Verve, because the Verve was a chemistry. Now, you make music like the Verve, you can play 3 chords and make a great song. That isn't what my version of songwriting is, and it's not. I'm not denigrating the Verve, because, as I say, I love them. But what I want to do is I want to write songs that are musically sound. And that's like a weird thing to say, but everything Kate Bush has done is musically brilliant. Like, she's a proper musician. She's an art rock thing. And I aspire to that. Bowie too. Same with Bowie.
Yeah, definitely. I think those two were some the people that cared a lot about the whole product. So obviously making the music, they cared about the look, the performance as well.
Yeah, it's everything. I mean, because to me, music is everything. It's my whole life. All my life, it's my whole life. And, as a musician, you express yourself only effectively through music. You can, even if you're as garrulous and articulate as I am, it's like I can't express myself fully except through music. Now, if you listen to my music, you can hear what I'm thinking much more effectively than if you talk to me.
Yeah, music just has a way, because I've written songs in the past and it just has a way of getting across something that you feel that you can't express, using words, like you say. It's just, I don't know what it is about music that helps you do that. It's just, I don't know.
Well,
There's a way to do it.
It's a format you're allowed. I mean, you're British. I'm British. We're not really allowed to express emotionally what we feel, in a way. So, you can put something. It's almost like a Trojan horse. You can put an emotion that's hard to deal with and that nobody wants you to express. You can put it in the song, and then everybody has to listen to it. It's great. It's like if you make a song that's really angry and calls somebody out, like a diss track. The song is this. It's only a song, mate. No, it isn't.
It means something.
It means something, and it's a barb. It's music as a act of war, and I think that's useful. Or music as an act of love. I've written so many songs about people I've fancied that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But the point is, if you've written the song, you can let go of the emotion sometimes. So
I love that phrase, music as an act of war.
right, exactly. I have a song called "Malicious Intent," on my last album, which is Music as an Act at War. Let down very, very badly by a friend of mine who I knew for nearly 25 years. And he is the untalented Mr. Ripley is the subtitle of the song, because he used to follow me around and try to be pathetic. So anyway, that's the song that, you know, gives me great joy to perform it live.
It's like another dagger.
Angry joy.
Yeah. What is one of your most memorable moments from a live show? Whether that be a crowd reaction to a song, a moment of personal connection, or just something that felt magic in the moment?
In relation to Malicious Intent, the last time I played that live, that clearly went over. Because on the record, it's kind of flat, right? You've got it contained, and you put it on, and it feels a certain way. But when you see it live, and then you see the reaction the crowd have, which is like, wow, that guy's pretty angry. That's kind of fun. Again, the song, there's two songs, Malicious Intent and All Good Soldiers. The reaction I get from those is thrilling, because people can feel it with Malicious Intent. And then the guitar solo at the end of All Good Soldiers surprises people. So you get like shocked faces. And then you get this like, and particularly the end of All Good Soldiers, it stops unexpectedly. So you get this like 3-second gap between anybody realizes they've got to applaud. And then suddenly there's this like roar. So it's really fun. It's like a dramatic pause in the show, which is.
When you play live, is it just yourself? Do you have a band with you? Do you want to give them a bit of a shout out?
That depends. I've done shows that have just been me on stage, which work fine, because I run video to every song. Every song has video, which goes along with it. And now I have a band that's 5 people, and it's really great. I've got Chris, who used to play in the band Berlin on drums, and another Chris who used to play in a band called Dragonette. Then my backing vocalist used to sing backup for Nick Cave. And then there's another guy as well, who I don't know what he's done. So, but yeah, it's a 5-piece, and we're good. I have to fly the 2 Canadians down from Canada every time we play, though, which is a pain.
Really? So you've got to pay for their flight to come down?
I pay in points, actually, because I fly around US every week, so I have quite a lot of points.
Are there any other bands or artists you've enjoyed playing with, seeing live on the local scene, especially in America, Los Angeles?
It's really hard to say, because I tour a lot, and I don't get to see many bands, except for, I don't know, and I'm embarrassed to say that, because there was one band that I really adored, which was called Piel, but unfortunately they split up. And I don't know any local bands. It's really embarrassing to say. I have one act that I've worked with called Cameron Romance, who I produced. I would recommend going to see her, because I produced it, so I know it. And she's great. She's really fun. Like, she's a very arty. Like, there's a lot of props and things in the show. It's really cool.
So what does the future hold for you, both in the short term and the long term?
So this summer I have a show coming up at the WUTHERING, which is quite a big venue in LA. On the 16th of August, I'm promoting that show. I'm going to, open up for Staving Westwood, if you've ever heard of them, Julian Kay, and Strangelove, the Depeche Mode Experience, which I am also in, Depeche Mode tribute band. And I'm going to be releasing a greatest hits album, my greatest hits, as remixed by David Chatfield, who's a sort of legendary hit maker from the 80s and 90s. So he's remixed the whole album. It's all my hits. The people who know me will know the songs because they're popular songs, but I don't really have any hits as such. But that's coming out in summer. And then I have a new album, which is nearly done, which is the one with all guitars and piano, like live instruments.
So we look forward to that. Right. Well, that brings us to the end of the interview. Thank you for coming on. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, of course. I forgot. Sorry, I've written a TV script, which I'm pitching. And I must say that it's going to get made because, I want to put it out into the universe as such that will make this TV show. It's basically features all songs by me, and it's written. It just needs the person to take it on and produce it. I've had some meetings recently which look very positive about that, so that'll be
Do
good.
you want to tell us any more about what it's about, or do you want to keep it under your hat for now?
No, it's good. I'll tell you, it's the Monkees meets Spinal Tap.
Okay.
It's funny. It's
Yeah.
about my being in the music industry, and my story has been hilarious. It's all been these very close calls, like nearly signed to, Alan's label, nearly
Tones and
signed to Polydor, and then nearly signed to all these things, and then got signed, and then Napster was the most, it was the most downloaded album on Napster that year. Like, there's all sorts of silly things that have happened that just real disappointments, but it's not bitter. It's just funny.
who are you going to get to play Alan McGee?
I'm going to ask Alan if he wants to play Alan McGee.
Who are you going to
I
get to
mean,
play
why not?
yourself?
I'm not. Well, it's not me specifically. It's like it's a fictional character who's basically goes through all the things I'm going through, and I'm split into two characters. So it's not a direct equivalent, but all of the characters that are in there, all those ones that did me wrong, all that stuff, they'll recognize themselves, but they wouldn't be able to, say anything because it's not like them. It's just a fictional version.
Yeah, there'll be no lawsuits. All
They
right.
could
So,
try.
so how can people reach you online? You got socials? Is there a website?
I'll send you my link tree. I have a link tree which has, website. It's Julian Shah-Tayler music.com. And that's, I'm not very good at keeping up my website, but I do have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. So that I'll give you my link tree and you share it with your listeners.
Absolutely. Definitely. I'll definitely do that. Right. So please like, share, follow, and subscribe to the Sounds Like Us podcast on Instagram and YouTube. Thank you for listening. And finally, to play us out, do you want to introduce your song?
Sure. It's Julian Shah-Tayler. I think I sent you Wetter, which is the one that a lot of people know. So it's been a pleasure, Martin.
Thank you very much, Julian. I want to say massive thank you for taking the time out of your morning. Obviously, it's really early there, and you've just woken up. It's been a great to get to know you, and been a real pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
You too. Thank you, Martin. Appreciate you.